All right, everybody. Hey, welcome to Note Night in America here. Glad to have you all join us here on Monday night. First and foremost, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Hopefully you guys and gals had a great Mother's Day. Was able to spend some time with your mom or your wife or your spouse or yourself and enjoy it. Had a nice trip down to Corpus Christi, spent some time with my mom and my sister. But I'm excited for this topic tonight. It's something I only teach I only have this kind of webinar probably once every 2 years, I guess I'd say. Because there's so much other stuff to talk about, right? But as I've been communicating and talking with students and talking with people, I overhear over and over again people struggling to raise capital, to find deals. And I'm just like, because there's things I see people doing and I hear from people that you aren't doing to find success. And before we dive into that tonight, once again, if you are joining us for the first time here, welcome to Note Night in America. Honored to have you guys. We've been doing these Monday night webinars for roughly about 10 years now. And we've had a different name to either Note Night or Note Night in America or the coaching calls. Honored to have you guys here as we celebrate our 10-year anniversary, really, of Note Night in America. Now, if you've missed it, you're brand new, you're like, wow, I want to get some information on where do I get the past or can I watch the replay of this one? Pretty easy. We do hit the record button, do see the red light on. And there's a couple different ways for you to be able to watch them. You can always watch them by going straight to our YouTube channel at weclosenotes.tv and watching them directly there. Or if you're a podcast listener, we do have the Note Night in America podcast. It's separate from the Note Closer Show podcast, but it's its own thing. Note Night in America podcast. It takes about 2 weeks for the episodes to come out on there because we are cranking lots out there. But your first place you're going to go is weclosenotes.tv. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel when you're there. And then you can always go to our website, weclosenotes.com. Check out the blogs, the full transcribed episode, the audio, and the video for you guys out there. But make sure you check out weclosenotes.com. That's our main website for more information on our classes, our training, and everything else that's out there. So, and as always, if you like what you hear tonight and you want our RSVP for the rest of them, the future ones, you can go to notenightinamerica.com. It's notenightinamerica.com and schedule your reservation to join us each and every Monday night as long as we have them. Now, that link, we update it every year. If you register for one, you'll be getting notifications, hey, it's coming up. So don't be upset if you register for them all and we remind you. But anyway, we're glad to have you all here. We've got a lot of great stuff to cover tonight. I want to give you a big shout if you guys are listening and looking for more information. If you are registered for it, you will automatically get a replay link sent to you on the replay. But anyway, there are some new podcast episodes that came out this past week. You'll start seeing 3 to 5 episodes per week again here soon. Very good one. The most recent one came out Friday, was with my interview with Juan Raballo from Stabilis Capital, talking about commercial distressed debt, especially hotels, things like that. Great interview with Juan, very uplifting. I learned a lot from it, and I know some people have like, wow, that was really good. Now, also, we had a great podcast episode with Brett Swartz there from Deferred Sales from the Tax Solutions podcast, talking about the proposed changes that Biden's trying to do to the tax code. Do you want to check that out? Capital gains, 1031 exchanges, all going to change if Biden gets his way and they get passed. And then, of course, for many of you are brand new or you're looking to invest in an outside market, we also had a new episode roll out this last week from my buddies Juan and Sharon Restrepo out of West Palm Beach, Florida, talking about kind of how they got started investing as wholesalers and then also how they've got started not only investing in West Palm Beach, but North Carolina, and some of the things that they've done to get themselves comfortable with a new market. So highly encourage you to check that out. You can listen to the Note Closer Show podcast on any way that you listen to podcasts, or you can listen to those episodes also on YouTube, or also by checking out the podcast on weclosenotes.com as well. But anyway, let's get into it. The 30-30 marketing matrix. No, you don't need to take a red or blue pill to focus on things. Now, I'm very fortunate. When I got started as a real estate investor the second time around, the first time around, I didn't know marketing and I bombed. I almost lost my ass. I lost assets on that stuff. But the second time around, I was very fortunate to have some really great people teach me marketing. And I really do call them marketing geniuses for a variety of factors. Now, I learned the note business originally from Bob Leonetti and Jamie Kayla. Okay. Bob's still around in the note space. He's actually, I think he was teaching on Ron LeGrand's event a few weeks ago. Jamie Kayla is still in real estate. She's doing basically big commercial syndications, big commercial management, stuff like that. They're partners. And I learned so much from them about marketing, speaking, teaching, making yourself marketable as an individual, how to help you with your brand, how to really get in front of a lot of people. So I have to give them a big amount of that. And I'm very, very blessed to spend 4+ years with them and learn notes and speaking and stuff like that from both of them. But marketing side really started in 2005. I learned marketing from a guy by the name of Roland Frazier, who came aboard and partnered with Bob and Jamie at SMI Funding. And now these days, he's the host of the Business Lunch podcast, which is really good. He's also principal at digitalmarketer.com, which is North America's, I say, premier digital marketing agency where you learn about marketing and all sorts of stuff. So that helped me out. But before Digital Marketer was around, this guy, Roland, was around teaching stuff. He is one of the big names behind the Traffic and Conversion Summit, which is the largest marketing convention taking place in North America. Didn't have that happen last year, but usually there's 5 to 8, sometimes up to 10,000 people attending these conferences. And then one of the also things, if I can't attend that, I make sure I go check out his SlideShare decks because there's tons of value information. If you've been around for a while, I've always gone through and pulled up those up there. But Roland Frazier is well known across the marketing community as a genius when it comes. And I was very fortunate to learn from him for several years. From 2005, 2008, a lot of the great things that we use to this day. And it just didn't stop there. I've always kept learning and applying what I've learned. I've attended podcast conferences to make sure my podcast was good to help get the word out there. I've attended a variety of different marketing summits, whether they were big like traffic and conversion or local or social media marketing or connecting with other social media experts that I brought on, Lindsay Phillips, Stephanie LaHart, Adam Scheibel, just to name a few. My friend Melody. There's a whole variety of different experts that I'm constantly learning from and applying to my business. Now, I get people all the time in the real estate space say, Scott, you are everywhere. And I love your content because you keep cranking stuff out. Here's the thing I want you to realize tonight. You guys don't have to be me. I don't want you to be me. I want you to be you. I want you to be the Lauras, the Derricks, the Terrys, the Waynes out there. And you have to realize just a couple things. You get better one step at a time, one day at a time. Now, the greatest thing and one of the greatest compliments I have ever received as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as a note investor, as a marketer, is when I have my peers and sometimes my competitors ask me for marketing help or ask me, hey, can you come and help me market this for me? That's the biggest compliment. And I asked them why. I said, well, Scott, your students know how to close deals and they know how to market. And I love that, especially if they stick to it. And some of the names of those out there, some of these people you might recognize, like Dan Hanford, he's from Multifamily Investor Nation. He got his whole virtual summit thing from Spend Time With Me. Aaron Young, law office, to do a lot of stuff with the marketing. His mastermind came initially from being around our mastermind, seeing how we market that. George Antone from finance.com. You may know George from the Bankers Code, a good buddy of mine. Eddie Speed approached me a while back to help them market his trade desk and a variety of things at one of the Quest Expos a couple of years back. He won't admit it to it, but he did. Merrill Chandler from GetFumble.com. We've done a tremendous amount with Merrill's team, helping him get marketing and taking his business to a whole different level. The guys at Paperstack.com have spent time with me and picked my brain. Watermark Exchange, Valcity, we helped them launch that as well. Jason Bible from Mr. Texas Real Estate. We spent a lot of time with them. I like that. Not that they're paying me to market them. They can't afford me, but they are picking my brain and taking what we're learning and teaching and what we're doing. Learning is great, but you have to apply what you learn, right? I could sit here and give you a PhD in brain surgery and you could learn it all, but if you never apply it, you're never really a surgeon. I hate to say you're an educated idiot. Here's the one thing. You have to take your not scared. A lot of people, though, are scared. Okay. There's a lot of things when it comes to applying that people get nervous about shortcomings. Oh, I can't do it. Yes, you can. Every one of you on here can do the things that we have taught, especially been through my one-on-one coaching. Everyone can do this because it's not rocket science. It's simply things that go there. And so there have been two major keys to my success or our success at WCN across the board. Two major keys to our success. One is consistency is key. Okay. You have to, if you're going to market, you have to stick to a regular schedule, whether it's daily, weekly, whatever it might be. You have to stick to a regular schedule. Hence, Note Night in America every Monday night. I don't do it one Monday night and the next week I'm going to do it on Wednesday night or I'm going to do it on a Friday afternoon. You wouldn't show up, but Monday night for you guys that are core that have been around here, Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's like I just had Aaron Young call me 10 minutes ago. He's like, oh, crap, it's Monday night. You've got your Note Night in America here in 10 minutes, don't you? It's like, yes, I do, okay? Consistency is key. You have to stick to a regular schedule. Now, that doesn't mean you can't schedule some of your marketing at a time when you're not available. There's so many different great things out there to help you make sure your stuff is consistent, okay? Like Weekly Note Night America, been doing that for 10 years now. We do weekly videos. Emails go out to our database, usually Sunday night at 7 p.m. We crank out stuff on a regular basis. Usually, if I'm doing a replay, it's out by noon the next day, okay? We're doing podcast interviews. We record it, boom, try to get it out the next day by noon. Those are important things out there. Weekly podcast episodes, we release at the same time, 3 a.m. in the morning so that it's live throughout the rest of the day, okay? Consistency is key. 670 some odd episodes on the podcast. Now, the second thing is the KISS method. And some of you guys have heard me say that. Doesn't mean keep it simple, stupid. For some of you, it might be. To me, I always say keep it simple, Scott. And with my marketing, some people are like, well, Scott, your marketing is not simple. Actually, yes, it is. Because we'll take one piece of content and we'll use tools to clone that content. When I mean cloning, I mean reusing it and reposting it, because you can't just post one video and expect people to fall over with their checkbook open to fund your deals. Okay, you can't expect to just send one letter out to people or one Facebook Live and expect people to come running to your deal. If you're having trouble finding deals, it's because you're not marketing to asset managers. If you're having trouble finding funding, it's because you're not marketing enough to people with money. 80% of sales happen after the fifth contact, all right? I am also big on marketing on a budget because I know all of you, we're all on budgets. You guys aren't spending thousands of dollars each month on dropping out thousands of postcards. That's why you like the note business, okay? You have a budget, and I get that. Most of us are bootstrapped starting off with. So I always look for free and cheap tools or software that I can use to replicate or to just add a little extra touch. Like I've got a VA. He's actually, where is he at? He's out of Sweden, I think it is. Europe. I don't know. Kevin's his name. And every No Closing Show video, he gets sent to him. And for $10, he puts the headers on it, the intro, the outro, my logo, and he cleans it up for $10. He does it. It's cheaper than me doing it because it would take me 4 to 5 hours to do that. He does it $10 a video. So cheap. Plus, there's other tools that I use that I can use Restream to rebroadcast my same content across 3 or 4 channels a day. Okay. And another thing that's simple is I don't have to think about a lot of my content. I don't think about creating a lot of stuff. I'll come up with good ideas. But what I've actually learned that works better is just to keep it simple and to listen to what you tell me you want. You guys, you that are on this call, you that are watching the replay of this, listening to the episode, reading the podcast blog, Chase, Daryl, David, Derek, I could go on and on. Francis, Gerald, Ivan, Jeff, Jessica, Jill, John, Larry, Joseph, Mark. I could go on and on. Rick, Terry, there's a whole bunch of you on here. I will give you what you want. And I do pay attention to your comments, your questions, and stuff like that. So I listen to what you tell me you want, and I go out and I deliver. Okay? Now, some of you are like, well, Scott, I didn't ask for 30 by 30. I know, but you did ask in other ways by telling me what your issues are. Okay? And I'll tell you this, that you don't have to be perfect. I am not perfect by any means. Okay? And a lot of stuff I roll out isn't as polished as it probably should be, but it's delivered. Delivered beats perfection every time. Like the issue with my mic when I started off tonight. Okay, it's a little bit error. It's not perfect. Whatever. There might be a spelling error. There might be something off. I don't care. Delivered beats perfection every time. For you guys and gals out there, like, oh, it's got to be perfect before we send it out. You are your own bottleneck. Some of my students will laugh at me because I'm always like, send the damn email. Just forget about everything. If there's a spelling error, grammar error wrong in my email, it's not today. I don't care. People can read past it and move on. Okay. But the idea is to keep it simple. And then, like I said, rinse and repeat consistency. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to use little simple things to get it out, to rinse and repeat over and over and over again. People get tired of me. I've had asset managers like, can you please quit calling me or please quit emailing me? I'm tired of your green emails. That works for me. And that's okay. People unsubscribe from marketing. It's working because they're seeing it too much. Okay. That's okay. But those are the two biggest keys: consistency and keeping it simple. All right. Now, most people struggle with, when it comes to marketing, they struggle with a couple things. What the hell am I going to market or talk about? You have that scared deer in the headlights look when somebody asks you to market out. What am I, oh, I'm not that interesting. What am I going to say? Just talk about what you're talking about. When should I post? I don't know. I work during the day. I can't post at the same time. That's okay. I know you have people have a work-life balance. You work 40 hours a week or 50 hours a week. You come home, spend time with your family. You only have like from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. to market. That's okay. There's things that you can post or use things that you can do to schedule things. Oh my God, how much time is this going to take me? How many hours do I have to commit to this? Well, not much. Okay. It all depends on what you want success. If you have big dreams and big goals, you're going to commit some stuff. If you're doing this as a hobby, okay, great. A little bit on the side. Oh, I'm not technically savvy. I can't get MailChimp to work. Well, there's other things that you can do. Okay. All right. If you can do a video, you can do MailChimp. If you can do MailChimp, you sure as hell can do a lot of other things. Okay. You don't have to be those technologically savvy person out there, because I'm a big believer in cheap gets it done. All right. Simple gets it delivered. If you can get it delivered over time, yeah, you may. Oh, viral is such a you're never going to go viral. I don't think I've ever gone viral on a video. I got a couple of videos that go to like 36, 40,000. Great. So they didn't have that over time or overnight. You're not going to go viral. What you have to realize is consistency in delivering on a regular basis, and just talking about things, talking about what issues you're having, talking about different things. You guys have all heard me talk about the simple calendar scheduled to send an email out to your database once a week at 4 times a month, basically. There's a holiday is one thing, okay? Talk about something that you're working on, maybe a meetup group or an event you're going to. That's 2. A past or present deal or deal that you're working on. That's 3. And then something interesting, something personal on 4. Pretty simple, okay? Now, going back to Roland, there's been one tool that I learned from him earlier on that has probably had more help. It's helped more people out there than anything else out there in the world, okay? And when Roland was working, Bob and Jamie, and I was coaching for them, we were doing notes and we were doing our one-on-one commercial stuff. He pulled out this piece of paper that was probably like 18 by 24. And it had like 150 things across the top you could do to market for real estate. And I realized you're not going to do 150 things. Okay. It was kind of overwhelming, but it was good because I learned a lot from that. I was like, oh, I could do that. Yeah. Oh, I just need a reminder. I just needed a simple reminder about what I could talk about or what I could do or what I need to do. How many of you, by raising your hands on here, are sitting around sometimes during the day, like looking at your computer, like I need to be doing something? What should I be doing now? Raise your hands because it happens. Thanks, John. John raised his hands. I'd had that happen. I'm like, I need to be doing something, but what the hell should I be doing? Okay. You know what I mean? We have all been there. All right. And this one tool, the marketing matrix, really helps narrow that down. And I've prided myself in the fact that we've narrowed this down to really the basic necessities of what you need to be doing. If you're a distressed note investor, whether it's performing or not performing, first or second, CFDs, whatever it might be in the note space that you can do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis for you. And it's not spending 10 hours a day, every day doing it. It is very, very simple. Okay. And it's really a simple PDF form like this. There's basically, for May 2021, there's 31 days in the month, and we basically have 30 things across the board that you can do. Now, you're not going to do 30 things every day. You wouldn't have time to do anything else. Actually, you wouldn't have really time to do a lot of these every day. But what we do have this broken up into daily, weekly, and monthly activities. Okay? Very, very easy to do. And here's the way that I would approach things, and I'll get to this in a second. Don't approach it from the daily things. Approach it from the right to the left. Just go to your monthly, look at your schedule, and plan out the big things, because these are bigger things. Okay, what day am I doing this and this and this and this? Okay, you mark those down. What days of the month am I going to do that? Great. Those are the big rocks. They need to be done. Secondly, weekly. Okay, what can I fill in around do the weekly? Okay, what do I need to do daily on a day like this? Very, very simple things for doing. We'll go through each of these here in just a second, but the 30-30 matrix is pretty simple. It's marketing activities. It's basically a PDF that you can pull out, put on your desk next to you, put it out where you can look at it. This form was something that was very similar to what I used to use as a banker, or when I worked back in the day straight out of college as a financial advisor. We would track your phone calls, track your activities, and how much that each was worth as far as points. Especially a banker, Chase would give us a daily tracker. Who did you talk to? What appointments? What products? What did you sell? What did you come in? How many new accounts you open? And you track it on a day by day. This is very simple. All you do if you do something is just check it off. Like, oh, did that with your pen, or it can be electronic. It just gives you something to do and know what to look at. Now, they're daily, weekly, monthly actions. Very simple tracker for you to put together. Now, some people have given this to their virtual assistant after they've gone through with their virtual assistant what to do and said, okay, here's what I need you to do. Let's fill in your marketing schedule. And you basically score yourself on a monthly basis, not yearly, monthly, for the month of May, for the month of April, for the month of June, July. You score yourself. All right. And you adjust your marketing as you need to. Now, you're going to tweak this schedule for your scheduled calendar. That's why it's open. That's why there are not specific dates on there. Now, you guys know there's some specific times that you would do. We'll get to that. But for the most part, you can fit these around your basic schedule. Now, if you get an A, that's 90 actions. This means 90 of those buckets are filled out. So 30 times 30, guess what? That's 900 possible things. Okay? 930 for the month of May because there's 31 days. Okay? You're not going to do that. Okay? I'm asking you to give 10% to get an A. If you do 10%, if you fall in that 10% of people that actually take action and do something a little bit each day, it's not hard. 90 actions, that's 3 little things a day. Okay? 80 actions, that's a B. 70 actions, a C. 60 is a D. And that's a no-brainer. There are 2 things you could do in the first 15 minutes of every morning, and that's it, and still get a D. That's a no-brainer. If you're not going to do those, and you're not going to do that at all, you're probably going to get an F, and you won't get close to it because you're probably not doing it. I know 99.9% of you, because I recognize you aren't doing anything right now. And you're wondering why you're not finding deals. You're wondering why you're not closing deals. You're wondering why you're not getting investors to call you because you're not doing these simple actions on a day in, day out basis. You scratch your itch because you're trying to do a variety of things. You're also spread all over the place. Oh, I'm going to try to be a fix and flipper. I'm going to try to be a wholesaler. I'm going to try to do this. No, focus in. Okay. If you can't market your business 2 times per day, you aren't in the business. And these 2 simple things right off that you do on a daily basis, 15, 20 minutes at the max, if not less than that once you get rocking and rolling. Okay. So let's talk about these daily activities. And we'll talk about daily, weekly, and monthly. Okay. Daily activities. First one is you get up in the morning. What I do, I get up in the morning and I'm looking at the news. Okay. But I don't go to my local. I don't turn on the news. I look at ESPN.com because I'm a big sports fan. I look at USA Today. And then I also flip over to DS News and HousingWire.com. And I look for articles that have come out that affect me, affect my note business, affect real estate investors. And I'll try to post an article or something on there to my social, to my LinkedIn, whatever it might be. This is not hard to do. And with your smartphones these days, don't tell me you're not sitting on the commode each morning, okay, doing your business, not looking at your phone. I know you are. Or you're sitting in bed waiting to get out of bed looking at your phone. Everybody freaking does that. So while you're taking a shit, you can post some shit, okay? Doesn't hard to post an article with a brief description on why the article is important to your Facebook, to your LinkedIn, or to Twitter. It's not hard to do that, okay? The next thing is when you sit down in front of your computer and going straight to your email is to go to and add Octopus CRM. OctopusCRM.io for $21 a month on a month-to-month basis. You can automate your LinkedIn connections. That's one of the most important things. If you need to make new connections, guess what? You got to go out there. But instead of you clicking, you can automate it through Octopus. And for less than, what is that? For basically 75 cents a day, 67 cents a day, you can help LinkedIn help you automate, okay, by using Octopus CRM. It's something that I use. It help you connect with 100 people a day. Now, you're sending out 100 invites. Doesn't mean they're all going to connect with you, but it can dramatically impact who sees your stuff. And these are 2 things. You set it and walk away, forget it. Guess what? You just got to remember to log in each morning and do it before you start the day. Put a little sticky note. Hey, Octopus. Draw a little octopus guy. You know what I mean? Those are 2 things right there. If you do those on a daily basis, guess what? People will pay attention to what you're talking about because they're interested in articles and they'll connect with you. Not hard to do. Okay. Another thing you can do that you fit in around your day is kind of becoming I usually do this on Wednesdays now. I don't usually do it all throughout the day, but I do check a couple things. I'm actually really enjoying Clubhouse. and I'll get on there. I have my own room for Tuesday nights. Haven't been doing it the last couple of weeks because I have other things, something else on Tuesday night that we're taking care of. But there's still real estate investment rooms across the board. And guess what? If you have an Android, Clubhouse is out for Android today. Okay, they launched it today, the beta version for Android. You can get on there, but I've used this to connect with other investors, connect with other private people who are interested in note deals, looking for deals. And I connect with them on Twitter, Instagram, they opt in. And whether it's 10, 15, 30 minutes an hour, I wouldn't spend longer than 30 minutes on this on a daily basis. And you can do it around your schedule. There's always some sort of real estate or marketing or something going on to take place, okay? All right. But Clubhouse actually has been pretty productive in connecting with people looking for note deals. You can get on, talk about your deals, your case studies, what you're looking to. It's really notes. Whenever I say something about notes, I get 10 to 20 people, depending on how many people in the room, to connect with me, and they become investors or become part of my database. It's become very, very valuable. Okay. You can all go on at the end of the day while you're killing 30 minutes at the end of the day and looking at the Bigger Pockets blogs. Okay. You can look at comments. You can see who's posting, connecting with other people on there. Pretty simple and easy to do, not difficult to do at all. You can set up some keywords and search those keywords for notes or distressed debt, stuff like that. Easy daily activity for you to do. Okay. Another thing is, as you're scrolling on your phone, you can do this from your phone too, is look at your connections post, scroll down your feed. If you see people that you're connected to have a lot of comments or a lot of posts with a lot of comments, guess what? Comment on those, okay? They're doing a lot of work. They're commenting. It's a great way to connect with other people that are serious, okay? This is who's paying attention out there, and everybody is an investor of some sort, okay? See who's getting responses. See what kind of posts are doing well, and you use that type of similarity in your marketing. Like I learned from my friend Stephanie Saunders on there. She uses these slides where she's like have 4 or 5 images. It tells her, it's like, oh, that's brilliant versus just one post. And if you share an article on there, don't just share the article, go on there and share a short paragraph about something. And the people that are responding or getting a lot of comments, they're sharing articles, but they're giving their own opinion in 2 to 3 sentences. It's not difficult to use. So that's one of the most important things. But those, was it 5 things to do on a daily activity? Those can be done anytime. You just got to remember to do them. REI articles and Octopus CRM, first things of the day to do, not hard to do. Clubhouse, Bigger Pockets, and LinkedIn. Those are the small grabble things you fit in your jar around the rest of the day while you're bored and bummed. Those are 3 things you can jump on and take a look at, okay? Questions about the daily activities before we move on to the weekly activities? All right. You have to do something. Most of you aren't doing anything. Sitting around wishing for God to send you a prayer. He's here. He's answering your questions. He's answering your prayers if you will just take the action. The good Lord helps those that help themselves. And if you're not helping yourself, then you're the problem, not anybody else. We are all where we're at today in life and in business because of the individual decisions we have made. It's the daily activities and daily decisions we make of what we're going to do, whether we're going to get ahead or we're going to still squander where we're at. Okay? You have to take action and make activities happen a little bit each day. Goes a long way. If you connect with just 10 people out of your 100 a day, that's 300 new people in your database. They could be note investors or asset managers. It could be a lot of stuff. LinkedIn, you're connecting with people on there. That's going to grow. Posting an REI article once a day. That's 22 to 30 new articles you're posting. People start seeing you as a content leader or a content specialist when it comes to debt and real estate. And you want to be top of mind when people start thinking about real estate investing, okay? Moving on to the weekly activities. A little bit bigger rocks that you have to take. You've got to schedule some things out there. First thing is, I think weekly activities, you need to set up a buffer, especially if you're working a buffer. Buffer.com, Hootsuite.com. Set up your marketing, whether it's links you want to go out. Maybe it was the articles from last week that you scheduled to go out this week. Doesn't take long to schedule this stuff in 30 minutes to an hour. You can do this on a Saturday or a Sunday or at night when the rest of the house is asleep. This is something that should be done, and that's how you can share your articles, your subjects across Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, LinkedIn all at once, and just being smart about it, okay? Everybody should be sending an email out at least once a week to your to your investor database, okay? Your warm database, people you've met, business cards. Just touching base, we talked about that earlier, okay? You should also follow up that email with a second email, okay? To days later to those that didn't open the first email. Okay. You'll get another 10 to 20% of people that will open that second email that didn't open the first one because it gets buried because of business. So you send out an email on a Tuesday, send another one out on Thursday. Okay. LinkedIn article post. This is you sharing not just an article during the day, but actually posting an article of some sort. Maybe you're doing the best maybe the best articles of the week. Okay. Hey, these are three articles that caught my eye. Hopefully they catch yours. Boom, boom, boom. More. Here's the deal I did last week. You posting an article about something that's important to you, not sharing DS News or Housing Wire, but sharing a video, sharing an article, sharing a transcription of a blog or a deal case study. Sharing that to LinkedIn once a week is very important. Doing a Facebook Live about that same deal, that same video, 10 to 30 minutes doing a quick Facebook Live. It's free, doesn't cost anything except a bit of your time. And it could just be you talking about your deal. Okay, now you can actually Facebook Live allows for you to share your screen. So you can share your screen about a deal that you're working on. You can do, hey, quick online due diligence on 3 deals that you're working on. Something like that, simple. You can take that same video and shorten it or do a shorter 10-minute video straight to LinkedIn Live or start uploading LinkedIn because LinkedIn works well. Hey, guys, make sure you go on over, can connect with me, and I'll send you a link to my video or check out the article I just posted on my most recent deal that I'm working on, okay? Same thing. You could download the same video you just did from Facebook Live and upload it to YouTube. No extra work except you hitting the download and the upload button and then adding your description and stuff like that already to it. Should be doing weekly, not once every blue moon, but once a week uploading videos, okay? Now, a little bit more aggressive activity might be to go out to meetup groups that in the areas of the cities that you're investing in. And same thing, hey, check out my video, check out my deal of the week video, check out my recent LinkedIn article, whatever. Just sharing across some of the different meetup groups. They've got message boards. All you need is to see one person to see it, okay? One person to see all of those things. We're not talking about you or your mom. Thank you, mom. Your mom doesn't count if she looks at your stuff. Now, she counts if she looks at my stuff because she's not my mom. But that's a good thing. Now, we got some more stuff. We talked about bigger pockets, keywords, or getting on looking articles. Go out there and do a search for people that have 50K or put keywords in the bigger pockets, 50K, 75K, 100K, 150K. Those are people with investors that have money that will say, I have 50K, what do I do with it? I have 100K, what should I do with it? Those are keywords worth going to, and you should connect to those people. Hey, here's a recent deal that I just did. Maybe you want to invest with me. Maybe you want to work together, okay? You post your own, the same article, same blog that you posted on LinkedIn. Guess what? Go post a bigger pockets. All you do at least 2 a week, okay? Instagram asset post, taking a picture of a property you're looking at. You'll see those on there. Hey, I got notes available in Texas or notes available in Georgia or wherever, okay? Or look at my fix and flip I did in Columbus. Posting that to Instagram is one of the easiest things to do. Podcast guesting, okay? Some of you guys like, oh, I don't want to start a podcast. Okay, so don't start a podcast. If you listen to podcasts, guess what? Reach out to the people that you listen to and tell them, hey, I have a deal I like listening to. I'd love to be on. Or I'll give you an example. If you're interested in gardening, you're listening to garden podcasts, the host would love to hear from you that you took what he or she said and applied. Same thing as a note investor. Ding, ding, ding. You're closing on a deal, working on a deal. I'd love to hear from you. Come on my podcast, be a guest. All right. You can do this. And I try to be on at least 2 podcasts a week because it's 50 podcasts. At least if I'm at least once a week, that's 100 new in a year. That's 100 audiences. Same thing. You're basically speaking. It's you, 2 guys, 2 people having a conversation if you're on a podcast and you're in front of that person's audience. It's so valuable. Most of you aren't doing it. Most of you are sitting around twiddling your phones like, well, I work full time. Okay, you work full time. A lot of them will schedule around your schedule. Okay. Octopus, we talked about this being a daily activity. Some of you that don't realize is once you've connected with Octopus or people connected or accepted your invite, you can send an email out to that list. So remember, if you're sending out 100 invites a day, 10 days, say you only have 100 people who actually accepted the connection. Well, that could be an email you could send your second wave to those 100 people. Hey, I'd love to talk with you. Check out this. Check out my article. Check out my video. Easy way to boost some activities, do it on a weekly basis. And you don't have to do it every day. I would just say that for Friday, fun Friday, or do it on the weekend. So it's their first thing Monday morning for them. Okay. Same thing about LinkedIn is going into the group posts. I would not post daily into the groups. I would just go once a week and look through some of your bigger groups you're part of and see who's going. There's some big groups out there. Somebody posted something, there may be 30, 40, 50, 100 comments where people are like, oh, hey, here's my email, my name, my phone number. If it's relevant to what you're doing, add them to your database. Okay? Take your video and post it across the groups at the end of the week. You just got to get in the habit of doing that. Same thing with Facebook. Look at the Facebook groups now. Facebook will ban you sometimes, and that's okay. They'll ban you for 24 hours or you get booted out of a group you're posting. But if it's something valuable to that group, why not? Okay. If you're doing a case study on Columbus, Georgia, then Georgia investors would be a group to post it to. Okay. And then one thing that I do once a week, I will look at different posts that I track. Like I track Note Investor, hashtag Note Investor on LinkedIn or Instagram, and I look at the posts that come up. It's not the biggest keyword, but I know that people use Note Investor or notes in their posts. There's somebody I want to be connected to. Okay. Somebody I either want to follow or I want to connect with in a variety of ways. And those are things that I do once a week. I usually do that on Friday. Okay. But those are your weekly activities. We daily, you fit around these weekly. You're not going to do all these, but you can pick up, okay, I'm going to do bigger pockets. I'm going to do like 3 of these on Friday. I'm going to do my creation. My email will go out Tuesday, and I can schedule the Thursday email to go out. So each of these that you do is a point, basically. Okay. Weekly activities. Any questions about the weekly activities? Now, some of you are like already over scared. Oh my God, it's a lot. It's really not a lot because you're basically creating one thing and replicating it across 4, 5, 6 other places. Okay. This is not difficult, my friends. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You don't have to go out and create code. You don't have to go out and do things. You can do all of this. All of you are smart enough if you will just sit down and focus on some of these things. You will see activities happen. If you can't do it, then hire somebody to help you out with that. Okay, hire a VA. Go to Riva Global and hire one of their VAs to help you out with this. All of them understand this. You just have to put them. Okay, and that takes us to our monthly activities. Now, this is where I would start. Not your daily, not your weekly. I would look at your schedule, block out what you have to do that you can't be interrupted with. Hey, if you work a 9-to-5 job, okay, 9 to 5. Okay. But if you've got a commute and you're on a train or subway, you could do some of these things while you're sitting there on your phone and making things happen. Okay. Or you're waiting in line, or you're waiting on a woman. Okay. Or you're waiting on a man, whatever it might be, waiting on your kids. Okay. There are things that you can do on the daily and weekly things at any time. Okay. The monthly activities, they're a little bit more scheduled. Okay. These are usually bigger rocks. Okay. Like your asset manager's email. You need to do this the second week of the month. And you need to send the follow-up one, at least a second email, 2 days later. That should be done on a monthly basis. Not weekly, monthly at least. Minimum monthly. Okay? Pretty simple there. Okay? And then you should probably pick up the phone and call asset manager. At least call 50 of them that have opened your email is a good habit to do. Send out a Tuesday. Send it out the follow-up one on a Thursday. Make 50 phone calls on a Tuesday. Now, of course, if you're working full-time, you're not going to have time to make phone calls. I get that. There's other things you can do. Maybe you reach out to those 50 on LinkedIn and send it to them after hours. Okay. And you can't make the phone call, or you try to schedule people to fit around your lunch break or your coffee break, step away. Okay. But I get that. Not going to work for everybody, but still, everybody can still schedule an email through MailChimp to go out at a specific time. Okay. Vendor networking. Some people are like, what the heck is vendor networking? This is literally like picking the phone, calling asset management, talking to your asset manager over there. Talking to your servicer, calling Dickie Baldwin when you need a BPO and asking, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Just touching base with them. It's built such strong activity. That's why so many of our vendors are so loyal and so willing to bend over backwards in a variety of different ways. Or we're looking to help each other out. It's because it's just like, hey, what's going on? What are you doing this month? You got any promotions? Got anything going on that I can help talk about? Each and every one of you can reach out to your assets, to your asset managers, to your vendors, to people you work with that you're refer business to, that you take care of. Just talk to them. It's such a valuable thing. And guess what? Your vendors want to hear from you. Were we doing good? Were we doing bad? You never know. And I get tips from my vendors. Hey, call this person. I know they're trying to sell some notes. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Okay. Investor webinar, lunch and learns. This is something you guys could do live. I'm talking about doing like a Facebook live video. And maybe you just need to pick the third Wednesday of the month, the hump day, and do a short video. Cody Cox does he did a Friday stroll thing for a while. It was great. Okay. You don't need to do it. Maybe you can't do it weekly, but you can do it at least monthly. Monthly is better than nothing. Okay. or you're working some tapes, and these are the deals of the month that you're working on. What did we close last month? What are we working on this month? Okay. Just do it once a month. Oh, here's the deals where we're at for the month. Once a month is better than none, guys. Lunch and learn about something new. 30 minutes once a month. Okay. Pretty simple to do. Your RIA clubs. If you're in an area that you go to local RIAs, go schedule it. Go network. Go talk to people. Trust me. Yeah, the RIA, there's not really anybody talking about notes. Guess what? Then that's your answer that you should be that person. Go talk about your working on. You will get more people bombarding you at the end when you get up and talk about a note deal that you're working on. All right, guys, I'm looking. Anybody got any non-performing notes or come across any non-performing notes as a note? I would love to talk with you. Your haves and wants, okay? Start a SIG, a special interest group around your RIA, but make it a monthly. Put it on your calendar. Okay, we meet the third Thursday of each month. You got to put on there. Or in like cities like Austin, you could go to a networking group at least once a week, like BNI. You could go to a breakfast and a lunch BNI group, Monday through Thursday. That's 8 groups in a week. That's a lot. But sometimes you just need that momentum to get out there, and they're all active vendors, entrepreneurs making things happen. If you want to get the word out, there you go. Attend a live event or conference. Now, Note Night in America is great. I would love for you to circle that. But you get what I'm saying. Like, we have like Note Weekend this coming Saturday. For some of you the first time taking it, that would be something you circle. And then I need to attend something next month, or I'm going to go to Merrill's 2-day, get fundable thing, or I'm going to go to Quest IRA is doing a meetup, or Mid Atlantic is doing a meetup, or something different besides your local RIA. Look at something to go attend. There's a trade show I'm going to go to. Okay, there's a virtual summit I'm going to jump on for 3 days. There's something you can attend almost every month to help you benefit yourself. Okay, look at it, schedule it, and book it. Sometimes you need to jump on a plane, go out, take it, or sign up for it. Okay, that may cost you something. Monthly, you guys should be sending out letters, postcards, letters, or something, direct mail. This is the only direct mail we'll talk about to self-directed IRA investors that you can pull at the county appraisal district, either the county appraisal district or the recorder's office. Now, in some cases, you don't need to send postcards. If you can contact them and your county allows it, makes it easier to pull that information, just pick up the phone and say, hey, Mr. Elder, my name is Scott Carson. I saw that you used your IRA to buy a property there in Columbus. I would just love to talk with you because I'm also a note investor. Some of you guys were around for our last calling banks, and you heard us talk to these IRA people at the very end. They're like, yeah, we've got definitely interested in some deals. Okay. And those are just brilliant ways to find some deals. Postcards are pretty easy, inexpensive. You can order 50 postcards from Vista print sheet, or create your own letter and print it out, make it look nice and send it out. But it's 100 a month is not difficult at all. You'll have a pretty good high hit rate with this if you'll send it out. Okay. And send it out. You got to do it on a regular basis and do it routinely. Okay. Because some people, when they get a postcard or a letter, they'll hold on to it for a while. And so it's not going to happen immediately, but it's something you do on a regular basis. You'll see a lot of success from it. Okay. Thank you notes. Somebody helped you out. You bought a deal from somebody, talk to your vendor. Guess what? Send a thank you note. Send a thank you note to your favorite podcast host. You'll be surprised. Okay. I send postcards out. I send thank you notes out. I got about a dozen here I got to send out. And I haven't been as good as I should have, but anybody who's a guest on my podcast, I send them a thank you note. Or I send thank you notes to my vendors or somebody who's done well. I send these out. And I've gotten better at it lately than I have been in the past, but it goes a long way. I love it when I get a thank you letter from somebody, or somebody had me on their podcast. I'm like, it's just a nice touch. And anytime I ever set this out, people love it. And it's one of the great things that you should do on a regular basis. People forget about it. Not an email. Yes, you could go on and post a recommendation to somebody on LinkedIn. That's nice, but it's not the same as a personal touch. I'll hold on to cards that I get from people, thank you notes, for a long time. Okay. Phone calls to investors. This kind of goes in line with your self-directed IRA postcards, letters. Pick up the phone and call people that you work with, people that investors. I had a great conversation with Jim out of Green Bay a couple of weeks ago. He invited me to go to a Packers game this year. I was like, whoa, blown away. But it was just nice because I called him about a lead, about a deal. Hey, I know that you're looking for deals here. This is something I'm not, but here's an asset for you to take a look at. Oh, you're in Clinton, Iowa? Hey, I got a deal. All right. Or, hey, who's a good, there are little things you can do, guys. Just pick up the phone. the lost art of the phone is so valuable days. It's just good to hear that voice. Zoom, same thing. You may want to need a Zoom call, talk with somebody. That's fine. It might be easier for you. Sometimes a phone call, a text message, or shooting a short little video. Hey, Stephanie, I just want to say thank you for spending time with me the other night. Really enjoyed our 4 hours together talking about real estate. Let's connect. Let's talk. How can I help you better? How can I serve you? Okay. That's monthly. We're not talking, every Friday I got to write 12 cards. No. Do it once a month. Pick it up, knock it all out on a Sunday. Just put it on your calendar and stick to it. The more dedicated you are to your calendar, whether it's weekly, daily, daily, weekly, or monthly, the more success you'll be. And the more you guard your schedule and take your schedule seriously, the more that people respect your schedule. Okay. If you're willy-nilly and then people schedule within, then they flake and stuff like that. Look, you control your schedule. Don't let somebody else control your schedule. It's so valuable. So that's what the matrix is all about. You have these activities across the top, daily, weekly, monthly. I would start right to left, schedule those things, and then just check them off. And then at the end of the month rolls around, calculate your checks. How many did I get? Oh, I got 60. Okay, I need to do a little bit more this month. Because really, if you posted an REI article in Octopus CRM, that's 2 times 31 days. That's a 62. You get a D. All right. Everybody can do that. Okay, maybe you only do it 22 days. You don't do it all 32 days. But that's the thing, guys. You're not going to do all of this stuff on a daily basis. Once a week, I need to go to my meetup groups. Or once a month, I need to post this here. Okay? Pretty simple design for you. Now, if you'd like my slides and the matrix where you can print that last slide out, very simple to go to. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to copy this. Let me do this. I'm going to let me copy the link over to you, and I'll put it in the chat roll for all of you. And you guys can use this link to download the slides and go back through it. Okay. Copy it. Let's go back here. And then download that one slide. Go get it printed off. Okay. Go use it. Please go paste it up. Use it to teach somebody, your assistant, or if you have a marketing person doing marketing, hey, here's the guide to go with. I know a lot of people have used this 30 by 30 market matrix as the guide to training their VA, the guide to training their assistants who are working part-time or remotely to go through. And it's such an easy thing to look back because you can give it to somebody who's helping. It's like, okay, check these off. Let me know at the end of the month. Let's look at it. What worked, what didn't work. How many comments did we get on this slide? And it allows for you to go back and take a look and see what's going on. But if you go to bit.ly/30-day marketing matrix, 30-day marketing matrix, as it shows in your chat roll there for you guys, if you're on Zoom, you'll be able to go. That'll take you actually to SlideShare. You can download my slides, and you can download the last slide is the marketing matrix. Now, any questions about that before we move on? I do want to give a big shout out that this Saturday is our May Note Weekend training from 9 a.m. to roughly 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's $49 for the Cliff Notes version of training when it comes to kind of getting your feet wet in note investing. You can schedule RSVP your spot at noteweekend.com. We'll spend the first chunk of the morning talking about how to find deals. We'll spend the middle part of the day talking about how to fund deals, and the last part of the day about the flip notes. Pretty easy. Sometimes it ends at 2, sometimes it ends at 5. We'll take a short little break. It is not everything. It's basically, as my students say, it's the Cliff Notes version, kind of getting your feet wet about note investing. But it's a great starting course for $49. No, it is not a pitch fest. It's me teaching years, truly, with roughly about 10 hours of other videos, other training involved with it. But literally $49, over $1,000 in bonuses involved with it. It's this coming Saturday, always the third Saturday of the month. And you can get signed up by going to noteweekend.com. Lewis, if you look in the chat roll, if you look in the chat thing, you should have seen a link pop up. That link is in there. And you just got to click on that link and it should take you directly. Okay. So, yeah, I'll pull it back up here. But literally, it's pretty easy. bit.ly/30-day marketing matrix. And it's actually in your chat roll. So if you're on Zoom, that link should appear. You see a little chat with a button pop up for you. Janelle, you're welcome. Hopefully you enjoy it. And guys, you can edit. If you signed up for my class or stuff like that, guess what? We'll go through this It's one of the great things that we do is, if you want the slides, great. If you'd actually like the spreadsheet, I'm glad to send the spreadsheet, but go in there, opt in, and go from there. So Jessica, I'm sure you probably are going to enjoy this out there, but it's such a simple thing to do. And I know it's difficult. What do I do? And I know that learning from me is a lot like drinking from a fire hydrant. On all the different things we talk about, especially on day 2 of the 3-day virtual workshop. Okay. We go through a lot of marketing things like, oh my God, it's confusing. So if you don't know it, you don't know it. I get it. But you're like sitting there looking, I didn't know I need to be doing something, but what should I do? Here's a great to look at. And you start right to left. Okay. When's my local meetup group meet in Milwaukee? Okay. I got to put that down there. Okay. I got that blocked out in my calendar. Okay. That means the 8th, the 8th of this month. Let me check that off. I'm going to go to it. I got to go to it. Okay. When's I'm going to send out an email on Tuesday night or Sunday night. I'm going to go check these off. Then I'm going to do it on a Sunday night and send it out and send a follow-up email on Tuesday. So this is such an easy thing to do, everybody. You just have to do it. You schedule it on your calendar. Set your notices. I mean, if you work 9 to 5, I get it. All right. But you can you can network every day by using Octopus CRM and then sharing an article. All right. Share it while you're commuting, sharing while you're killing time. I know you all are on your phones, and it's easy to do most of the stuff directly from your phone. Now, writing the emails, that's a little difficult. You need to spend time doing that on your computer or laptop, but you can do that at night to send it out when you need to. You can schedule it out. Yes, you'll need to pay for MailChimp. Yes, get a paid version. The more when you spend money on something, you'll actually use it. Okay. Trust me, it is so worth it, and you can use MailChimp for a variety of things. Like I know there's somebody on here who's a loan officer. Well, guess what? Use your email blast as a loan officer, but also share it when you're marketing for deals. Okay. Any questions, comments, concerns for you guys? Once again, Note Weekend is this Saturday for just $49. Go to noteweekend.com, get signed up. You'll get a link sent to you with the replays, the last class. You get a link for this Saturday's class, and then come Sunday, first thing Monday morning, you get a link to the replays in case you can't make it this Saturday. But join us live at noteweekend.com. Any other questions, comments, concerns before we wrap it up for this Monday night? I'm ready to dive in, Coach. Awesome, Janelle. We'll see you this Saturday out there. But once again, everybody, thank you so much for coming on Note Night in America, being here. If you're watching this, let me know what you like about it. If you're watching the replays on YouTube or watching us restream it on Facebook or any of that stuff, share, comment. Let me know what you like, what you dislike about it. I want to hear from you on what's working, what's not working. What are you struggling with? And how can we help solve those problems for you to make things happen? So go out, take some action, everybody. And we'll see you all at the top, everybody. Bye. Thank you, Lewis. I appreciate your material is real content. Yeah, we pride ourselves on delivering real content all the time. So hopefully we'll see you this Saturday. NoteWeekend.com, everybody.